All right, so tell me your names.
I'll go first. Hi, I'm Naomi.
And I'm Maria.
And you were clearly sisters.
Yes.
And you both did Rotary.
Yes.
We did.
Where did you go?
I went to Palermo, Italy.
And I went to Lenzburg in Switzerland.
And tell me about it.
It was an absolutely amazing experience. It was honestly one of the experiences that you have that you come back from and that you realize that it's changed your life. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about Italy and about Italian people as well. And really, it's opened my eyes to a lot of new aspects of this world.
Yeah, so you said you learned a lot about yourself. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about I'm an introvert, and as an introvert on exchange, it's not as easy as being an extrovert. And I've learned to kind of accept that, but also to be more outgoing, but also to have time for myself as well, and just being able to balance that better. I've learned to be more independent than I was before, more confident in myself, and yeah.
So how was learning Italian?
It was actually not as bad as I thought it would be because I've studied Spanish before, and so the languages are so similar that it made it a lot easier for me to learn Italian. The only problem was that I kept mixing the two languages or forgetting words in one language or the other.
And were people welcoming and open as everybody says Italians are?
Oh yes, I was in the south. Palermo's on Sicily, and the people there are the most welcoming people that you could imagine. I mean, like with all people, they're kind of reserved with strangers, but once you get to know them, they're the most loving people that you can ever meet.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
All right. And you went someplace completely different.
Yes. I was in Lenzburg, which is near Zurich. It's a very small town, which is kind of a big contrast from Seattle. Yeah.
And so, how was it when you first got there? What was going through your head?
What was going through my head? I was just very, very happy to be there and so excited. I'd talked a lot with my host family and I was very ready to meet them, and it was just a very exciting time.
So that's an interesting thing. You talked to your host family before you went.
Yes, I did.
And you think that was helpful?
It was very helpful to speak with my host family, not only for my German but also to get to know them as people and to kind of prepare myself and have the mindset of knowing who I was going to be living with for the next 3 or 4 months.
And so you stayed with 2 host
I
families?
stayed with 2 host families, yes.
And you?
I stayed with one host family the entire year.
And did you guys talk when you were there?
A lot. Yeah, we talked almost every day.
And who had the better experience?
They're different. They're not.
Yeah.
You can't compare it.
You can't say that you can't say one is better than the other, but we just had so different experiences, different Rotary, different family, different culture, and you can't compare them in objective terms. You can't say what's objectively better.
So your sister said she grew up a lot. How about you?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that statement.
That she grew up a lot?
No.
That
Both of us grew
yes,
up a lot.
that she grew up, but also that I did too, in a lot of the same ways. And I think if I were to add to what she said, it helped me to grow more confident as an individual, because I guess it's kind of a unique problem that we had, but we are very close, and so people always kind of saw us as twins or one unit. So being able to grow as my own person and have people only know me, and to establish a new life without a twin, which is something that's so integral to the past 17 years then of my life, it was a very strange but also very gratifying experience.
Anything that you want to tell the future exchange students?
You mean in terms of advice?
Uh-huh.
Don't be afraid. Things will be challenging. Your exchange won't be perfect. No one's exchange is perfect. But it's important that you press on through those challenges, that you just persevere through it, because it's the tough things, it's the hard aspects of your exchange that make it the most worthwhile.
So advice, go into it with an open mind. Don't go into it with expectations for what your year would be, even if it's based on talking with someone who went to that country or who went on exchange. Every single exchange is unique, and you can't predict what's going to happen or who you're going to meet, and what your situation is going to be like, who your host families are. And so you need to be able to be flexible and take everything in stride and just enjoy the experience you had. You can't compare it with anyone else's.
Not even your sisters.
Not even my sisters.
Great. Thank you.